Hey, welcome to the site. My name's Trent, and if you're new here, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe, and that way you'll get all of the new videos as they come out on tips and techniques on fly tying and fly fishing. All right, so today the fly we're going to tie is going to be the Scud. The Scud is a great fly. It's kind of like a in a way you think of like a pheasant tail, or not a pheasant tail, but a zebra midge. It's a really small fly sometimes, but they're super productive. If you live where there's a spring creek or tailwaters, you probably have freshwater shrimp or scuds in those waters. So that's the fly we're going to tie today. Sit back, enjoy yourself. Let's get into the tie. All right, so we got the hook and the vise, and this is just a regular curved Scud hook, or whenever you're out there looking for them. It is a heavier gauged wire, just to help get it down. I'm gonna put on some lead here, just to help this get down and sink during the fishing. Get the lead on. Next thing we're going to do is put on the wire rib that we have. And I'm just using some probably the thinnest wire I have is what I like to use for the ribbing material on these. I think this is probably a super small or extra small or whatever it's called on the rib. So for the thread, I'm just using an olive 6/0. Now this fly I'm tying this on a 14, which is kind of big for this pattern. I usually tie this on 16s and 18s, but I'll tie a few in 14 just to have a little bit bigger profile depending on the fish bite. And if they're willing to take a bigger one, I'll certainly give it to them. So now we're just going to put in our rib. You can see I'm just working that underneath the bottom of the shank. If you watched any of my videos, you know I like all my ribs to be underneath. And the last piece is this is just a piece of green latex. It's cut into strips. They sell it for shrimp or scud backs, I think is what they call it. So I'm just going to get that started. First couple wraps will be loose just to kind of get it into place. Then I'll bind it down nice and tight. And you can pull this stuff. You can see you can pull it pretty good. Get a little stretch on it. I tend not to pull it too much, just for the fact I don't want to break it. It is just latex after all. Okay, a little bit of dubbing wax on there, and then I'm using this is Dave Whitlock's synthetic living fiber, and I'm using the Scud and shrimp olive color. There's a little bit of flash to it as well. I like this material. I like the look that you get with the fly. So you don't need a terribly tight dubbing loop, because you're going to pick it out to get the legs. And what I'll do sometimes on this fly as well is I might even, right in the middle of it, I might just tie in some red or orange as a kind of as a hot spot for this pattern. Just a touch more Finish off the head. There we go. Bring that scud back over the top. Just pinch it on either side to hold it in place, because it has a tendency to want to roll on you when you go to tie it. You want to just check it, make sure it's centered. There we go. We'll clip that off. And then our next and last piece is just putting in the rib. So I'm going to go under, come back towards me. And when you do the rib, you don't want to give a lot of torque coming over the top, because you can roll that latex towards you. Then you get done and you find out that the back of your fly is on the side. Over here. And just going to come up over the top. Capture that a few times. So, come back and show you this. Just kind of helicopter that up to hold it so it doesn't move around too much on you. You can just spin your ribbing until it breaks off. The nice thing when it breaks off, it doesn't break off clean. It'll have a little bit of a barb, which will help hold it. So there is a green freshwater scud. Then I just take my dubbing brush and just kind of rub it on the sides, just to get a little bit of a legs to it. So that is the freshwater scud or freshwater shrimp. If you're fishing this and you live near a spring creek or a nice tailwater where you have a lot of plant growth in the water, tie this fly on, fish it, and fish it like you would a nymph. Just look for the line, the bubble line, or and throw it out there and let it drift. You can fish it under an indicator, or you can fish it on the bottom, or what we call clean without anything on your line. Either way will work. If the fish are taking scuds and there's a good scud bite on, you're going to be in for a great day. This is a great fly. And until next time, I'll see you around the vise.